What's going on, my whatever Indians? Welcome to another Whatever Podcast. Podcast number 21. We've made it. We've made it into the 20s. Don't know if we'll ever make it out of it. You know, I wanted to do the math, or maybe somebody else can do this for me. It's not really math. I want you to go to the first Whatever Podcast, right? And from that date, if I were to put out a podcast every week, like I always say I will, and then I don't, what podcast number would we be at right now? Like, I feel like it would be at like 120 at least, right? Because when did I start this podcast? God, I always ruin the intro. That whole intro part right there where I talk. I'm supposed to be telling you about what we're doing in this podcast, and I always end up going on a tangent like I am right now. Guys, this week we're talking about, first of all, we're updating. I'm updating you a little bit on my life. You know, last podcast I was telling you the whole story about how I totaled my car and the tragedy. Yeah, it actually wasn't much of a tragedy. It could have been much worse. So you can go back to that podcast if you haven't already seen that. And if you have seen that, well, I've got news. I got a new car. I'm going to explain how I got the car and how much I love it. Talking about how I went to PAX East. Talking about some hip-hop stuff. A lot's been going on in the hip-hop world since the last podcast. And also talking a little bit about this outbreak. I think you know what I'm talking about. And in other news, I'm gonna start recommending some bars for you later on in the podcast as well. Or I'm gonna start doing that every week, or every podcast. But anyway, when was the first podcast? Hold on, I have to find this. I have to figure this out, guys. Okay, bear with me. Sit back and just enjoy the show. And just enjoy. Maybe this is your time to relax. Oh, also, I wanted to promote these podcasts typically do come out on iTunes, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, sorry, and wherever else podcasts are available, usually on Thursday night. And then the video comes out, as you know, live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube on Friday. So you can get the audio-only version of this podcast a little bit before the video comes out. Now, I posted about this on Twitter, I think last month, but I've been getting emails every month. This many listens on these podcasts. This many listens on these. I'm like, I didn't even say anything. I just figured out how to get my podcasts on all those websites, and I haven't said anything about it. Haven't promoted it at all, and it's already. Maybe like 30 listens, which isn't a lot, but hey. A lot more than I expected. And like I said, I didn't even say anything about it yet. But I don't know, maybe you guys are finding it somehow. So yeah, if you're into just listening to podcasts, you don't care to watch it. We don't usually do too much visually wise. All right, here's a start. Whatever Podcast number 1 came out June 7th, 2017. All right, so how do we calculate that? Hold on. Wait a minute. January, February, March, April, May, June. So that's, say there's what's 4 times 6? 60. 24? So that's 24 weeks into the year, right? So if we take 24 minus 52, right? No, sorry, 52. That was stupid. Minus 24. That's 28 weeks. So starting on June 7th, 2017, there was 28 more weeks left in that year. So just for the end of 2017, I should have been at episode number 28. That's pretty embarrassing. And then at that point, 28. This is assuming I would have a podcast out every single week. 28 plus 52. That would be at the end of 2018. I'd be at episode number 80. At the end of 2019, I should have been at 132. And here we are at episode number 21. Now, I think to make up for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 24-hour live podcast for the 24th episode. Okay, that's what I'm sticking to doing, because I've seen this 24-hour challenge a lot going around on YouTube, and I've trust me, I've seen it. I do a lot of challenges on my channel, and I try to kind of somewhat make my own way to do it. And I saw the 24-hour challenge, and I was like, started thinking about all the things I could do, live in my car for 24 hours, and, live in my basement for 24 hours, nah, live in a box for 24 hours, nah, and I've seen, a bunch of other people posting stuff, but I was like, you know what, it makes sense, the 24th podcast is coming up, I've missed out, as we just figured out, I missed out on a lot of, we should be at episode number 160 something by now. Well, to be fair, I don't know what the schedule was at first. Actually, to not be fair, I think at first the schedule was multiple, like 2 or 3 podcasts in a week. So it should actually be like episode 200 and something. But anyway, that's I'm going on too much about that. Nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares. So I want to talk about my new car that I got. I got it through a website called Carvana, Carvana.com. You may have seen the advertisements for it. I didn't know I didn't know about this. My brother told me about this. I hadn't seen any ads for it, but then I was telling people about it. They're like, "Oh yeah, I've seen the ads. The vending machine, the car vending machine. That's what it's known as, right? Because they have multiple locations across the U.S. where it's literally a giant vending machine with a bunch of cars in it, and you basically pick one and it comes out of the vending machine. And I didn't do that. They don't have one of those around here. But their biggest thing is you go to Carvana.com, you make an account, they do a soft credit check, doesn't affect your credit score, and they say, okay, and they're straight up with you. They say, okay, here's what your interest is going to look like. Here's tens of, thousands and thousands of car options. And here's what you're going to be paying a month for each one of these. Like, just literally straight up, here's what you're going to be paying a month, and here's your minimum down payment we're expecting from you. So I looked for a while. I didn't know anything about cars before getting a car through Carvana. Like, I didn't care about what make or model or anything. I was just like, when I went to pick my first car, my brother just took me to a Hyundai dealership, and he was like, well, because I was gonna go to a dealership anyway. He's like, well, why don't I go with you? They usually try to up the price on you. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Come on, let's go. So we go to the Hyundai dealership, and he's like, so what kind of car are you looking for? And I was like, something used. I gave him my price range, and I was like, maybe something a little sporty. It's my first car. I like, he goes, let's see what we can do. And he goes, I found a perfect car for you. Now, here's the first thing that a car dealer would do that the car dealer would do to you that's fucked up. He will take you out to the car first before he says anything about a price. He'll take you out to the car and go, check it out. Check it out. So you can sit in it. You can take it for a test drive. And the car he picked for me was the car I got. That black Hyundai Elantra coupe that you saw in the last podcast that I showed the picture of the damages of. That's the car that he picked. And I was like, yeah, that's the one I want. That's the one. And then we went back inside, and then he goes, okay, well, I know you said you were looking for payments around this range, but here's what your payments are going to look like. And I was like, and I look over to my brother, and I'm like, like, all right, like, what do you think about this? He's raising the price. I didn't say this exactly, but I looked at him like, what do you think about this? And my brother, he said, I don't know, can you afford it? That's why I brought you here with me. I thought you were here to help me out. I thought you were here to help me talk him down. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to talk. What do I say? Can you just... Well, that's more than I said. Can you just lower it a little bit? Like, what? Was he just going to be, oh, yeah, sure. Is that how you talk? I don't know. How do you do that? How do people do that? Recently I watched a whole video on how dealers actually fuck you over and how they make a shit ton of money from your dumb ass just being like, yeah, I'll take it. Anyway, that guy played me, and you know what's funny is I saw him too. I saw him at my job, and I served him recently. The dude that sold me the car, I was like, hey, you look familiar. And I was like, did you used to work at Hyundai in Northampton? He's like, yeah, I work at Mercedes-Benz now. I was like, oh, moving up. And then he was kind of like looking at me like, man, my food's, and he was like, well, if you ever need a Mercedes, let me know. And I was like, nope, I just got a new car from Carvana. I didn't say that to him, but I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'm never letting you screw my ass over again like that, dude. Anyway, but, so I looked, and Honda just stood out to me. I looked at Mazdas. I looked at other Hyundais. I didn't look at Toyota. I could care less for Toyota. I don't care about Ford. And I developed these opinions as I'm looking through cars. Like, I had no idea about anything before Carvana and searching for cars, but I developed these opinions. I don't care about fuck Toyota. I don't care about Ford. I was looking at Mazda, looking at Honda. Forget about Hyundai. I was looking at Hyundai for a little bit, but now forget about it. Subaru, definitely Subaru I was looking at because all their cars are all-wheel drive, and that's amazing. But Honda I don't know. Hondas are everywhere, dude. Like, and there's people with Hondas from like freaking 90s still driving them around, and this 2020. It sounds like a submarine, and it's still running, dude. That shit's at like, there's people with Hondas at like 400,000 miles. Those things last forever. I mean, obviously, as long as you take care of them, as long as you don't fall asleep at the wheel and crash into the side of the road. That's what I did. Yeah. So I was looking at this. It came down to two different Hondas. There was a Honda sedan, which is the Honda Civic, as you know. Such a typical car. Wow, just the Crystalia thing. I hope nobody's going to get that. And I do that. I've been doing that in real life where I'm like, it's so stupid. If you watch Crystalia, you'll get it. But if not, you're just like, what is he like having a seizure? Is he like twitching? Anyway, yeah. So it came down to two cars. Came down to the Civic, such a typical car. I was like, I was straying away from it, but it was a 2015, so only 5 years old. It only had 40,000 miles on it, which is less than the average amount of miles that they say you should get a used car for. And then my other option was a Honda HR-V, which I absolutely fell in love with as soon as I started looking at all the details and all the features and push to start and sunroof. And it's not a sedan, but it's a, what do they call it? A subcompact SUV. It's a subcompact SUV. So it's not full SUV size, a little bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller. The Honda CR-V is like their main SUV car that they're everywhere, all over the road. And again, one's from like 2000s. I remember I seen a car. I was like, what kind of car is that? I was like, that's a Honda CR-V right in front of me. What year is that from? Fucking 1999, bro. Anyway, so and I was questioning whether I should get it because it had kind of a lot of miles on it. It had 78,000 miles on it. And, they say typically cars last to 200,000 miles, whatever. Obviously, depending on how you treat it, it could go higher or lower. And I was like, this car's already at 70,000 miles. Like, how do I know that the dude, that owned this car before me took care of it, How do I know how he drove it? And you don't. You don't. But that's what's cool about Carvana is when you pick a car and you make your down payment, they, first of all, deliver the car to you, and then you can test drive it and whatnot. And if you still like it, you keep it, and you keep it for 7 days. You have the first 7 days to be like, you know what? I want to trade this out, pick a different one. You get a refund for your down payment, and you pick a different car. And that's what's amazing about it. But you know what? I didn't even have to do that. I went all out. I was like, you know what? I love this Honda HRV. I'm going to give it a chance. I know it's kind of got a lot of miles on. I'm going to see how it rides. I'm going to see how it, what kind of condition it's in. So I got it. The dude, I can't tell you how hype I was for this car. I mean, I was waiting for days thinking about this. I was like, yeah, I finally get to have a car again. Just because I had to ask people for rides all the time and, borrowing my parents' cars, and then my parents had to borrow each other's cars because I was borrowing one of theirs, and it was a whole thing, and it was just like, I just want to have my own car again, So I got it. The morning of, the dude calls me. He says, hey, so, because they're supposed to deliver it to you on like a tow truck or whatever they call it. It's like a big Carvana truck. And they deliver it to you, and they drop the car off. And the dude said, hey, so the truck is down. Can I just drive the car to you? I was like, well, what happens if I say no? What are you going to do? How are you going to get the car to me? You promised me you'd deliver the car to me today. If I said no, you couldn't drive the car to me yourself, how would you get it here? Luckily, that wasn't a problem. I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't care. Yeah, drive it to me. So he drove it, and then, it was two guys. One guy was clearly new. Well, also because he straight up said it, but because I asked the question, and then the dude was like, you might want to ask him for that because I don't know the answer to that. And the other dude was like super knowledgeable, super nice. They were super nice guys. And they let me test drive it around the block, and then I had to sign a couple other papers, and then that's it. You're done. Like literally, you do 90% of it online. And what's great is like they do they register the vehicle, they get you the plates, they do everything for you. All you have to do is pay them. That's it. You pay the guys, they give you a car. That should be Carvana's slogan. Pay the guys, you get a car. That should literally be their slogan though. Carvana, pay the dudes, get a car. Carvana, pay the guys, get a ride. That sounds weird. Carvana, pay the price, get a nice ride. No, that didn't work. Carvana. What is that? What is their slogan? Hold on. Carvana slogan. I said slogan because car buying shouldn't suck. Oh, that's good. Carvana. I should be their spokesman. Carvana. Because car buying shouldn't suck. That's good. That's good. But anyway, yeah. If you're considering financing a car, which means you make a down payment and you pay monthly for it for a number of years, Carvana, definitely check it out. And they, and if you have like a terrible credit score too, and like most dealers won't accept you, Carvana will accept you. Yes, of course you have a high interest, but Carvana does accept everybody, no matter what, how new or how bad your credit is. I mean, obviously the downfall is you can't negotiate, but as I told you from my experience with my brother taking me to negotiate with the dealer, it didn't work. So that's great. Yeah, I posted pictures of it online. You can see it on my Instagram if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I don't ever have to take my key out of my pocket. I walk up to the door, put my hand on the handle, it unlocks. Boop, open the door. Then when I get out, boop, close the door, hit the button. And I just recently found out it won't let me lock my keys in my car. Now, it wouldn't matter anyway because if your keys are near the car, your car's going to unlock for you anyway. But what's really cool is if your keys are in the car, because they've like fallen out of my pocket, like right next to my seat, and then I'll get out and then I'll hit the button and it won't make the noise like it locks. And I'm like, what? I was like, what the hell? Why isn't it working? And I was like, oh, wait a minute. My key is in the car still. That's amazing. Anyway, did I say it's a 2016 Honda HRV? It is blue, as you know, my favorite color, blue. The color of the show, the color of my headphones. What's next, man? Yeah, so been loving that thing. I mean, I've been driving it around just to drive it. Oh, I became an Uber driver too. I've been doing that once in a while. That's cool. That's chill, you know? You get to just drive people and make money. Like, you just get to chill out and drive and make money while you're doing it whenever the hell you want. That's the greatest job I've ever heard of. What? So yeah, I've been doing that once in a while, but I already work a lot, so you know, it's hard to find time to do that shit. And I've already got a coffee stain on my seat. Love that. But you know me, I drink iced coffee every day, so it's only a matter of time before there's more coffee stains somewhere. You know, I mean, with the amount of coffee I drink and me having a car, there's bound to be a coffee stain somewhere. That's the point I was trying to make. And also, you know, I've been drinking iced Americanos lately. Something about, I've gotten really into the taste of coffee and like, you know, really like, you know, tasting like, oh, this is how Dunkin' coffee tastes, and this is how Starbucks. Like, I really like the strong taste of coffee. You know, it's like one of those things where you just have to drink a lot of it to start liking it more. You know, it's like beer. Like, I still really don't like beer, but I'll drink it once in a while, and I'll, and you get used to it, and that's how you grow to like, you know, stronger beers. Same thing with coffee, you know. And I recently went from iced coffee. Now, I'm from New England, so it's iced coffee all the time. Iced, always iced. Rarely do I ever drink cold coffee, even in the winter. I don't care. Iced coffee all year round. And I went from iced coffee. I started drinking cold brew for a little while. Now I'm on to iced Americanos. I had a little bit of cream and a little bit of maybe like caramel drizzle or something to sweeten it up, you know. So it's not exactly a straight iced Americano, but it's espresso with water, if you don't know what that is. It's like another way of making regular coffee, right? Because espresso is concentrated coffee. You water down espresso, you basically just made coffee, right? But it still tastes stronger, obviously. And I don't know. I've been loving it. I mean, I can only have one a day because there's like an insane amount of caffeine in that thing. And what's great about it too is like I take like 3 or 4 hours literally to drink an iced coffee. And with an iced Americano, dude, when the ice melts, you now have cold coffee. You don't have watered, crappy, sweet, creamy crap, which is what happens when you take too long to drink an iced coffee. When you drink an iced Americano and that ice melts, when you drink an iced Americano, it starts off tasting like oil. Okay? And then as the ice melts, now you just have cold coffee because it's even more watered down. But it's not watered down in a bad way because it's already too strong in the beginning. You know what I mean? That's why I like it. My perception of how my iced coffee tastes is through a long period of time. I mean, I take 3 to 4 hours to drink that crap. You know what I mean? It's not, my taste of that coffee isn't just going to be how it tastes right away at first. You know, that shit's going to water down, and that's going to be part of my drinking iced coffee experience. And I prefer for it to not be so watered down. So that's why I drink iced Americanos. You're welcome. You know, I've got new sound effects, by the way, that I've been waiting to use, but I kind of forgot about them. Like this one. I'll drink an iced Americano and I don't give a fuck. Wow, that's insanely loud in my headphones. I don't know if that was that loud for you guys, but that was insanely loud in my headphones. And we chilling. that's what I do when that plays, right? Then we have a drum roll. I'm going to use that later. Don't worry. Then we have epic. That's like when you like... That's like when I say something fire, which never happens. But if I ever say something that's fire... I just whipped so hard my headphones came off. All right. Then we have this. This is my happy song. That's my happy song. When somebody asks me, how do you feel about, how are you liking your new car? That's how I feel about my new car. Right there. Anyway, I got some more. Dude, I wanna have so many sound effects. I want to get a sound effects board for my sound effects board. Do you understand me? I want to get a sound effects board that's got like 16 buttons. And then it connects to another soundboard that's got like different, it's got like 8 different buttons, and those buttons are PAX for the 16 button sound effect board. Sirens going by. Wow, I lost track of where we were going. Man, this is taking way too long. We're already a half hour in. I haven't done shit yet. Also, I went to PAX East a couple weekends ago now. Dude, it sucked. I'm gonna be honest, and it's probably a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm not much of a gamer, and it's literally a gaming convention. It's literally a convention for gamers. And I'm not much of a gaming person, so how would I expect? But, my friend wanted to go. My friend got tickets. He was like, hey, man, we went last year. We should go again. I was like, yeah, you know what? It wasn't bad last year. I'm going to go again this year. And this year, it sucked. There wasn't as many, stages or whatever the hell you call them, venues. There wasn't as, I think, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that, like, my friend wasn't feeling well most of the time that we were there. Like, I remember the first day, it was Thursday, so I got the 4-day here's my proof right here, by the way. I get the 4-day pass, right? So we went Thursday. I drove out to Boston. We met up. And I don't know what was wrong. I don't know if he was like hungover or something from the previous night, but he felt like shit, and he was just complaining the whole time, and he was complaining about how he felt, and then he started complaining like, oh, it's not as good as last year, and like we had just been walking around to like kind of see everything, and he's like, man, this isn't as good as last year, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, I kind of feel that way, but also we haven't done anything yet. We literally haven't done anything yet. We've walked through the place and looked at stuff. That's cool, but, and there was an insane amount of people wearing face masks. It was unbelievable. Not just Asian people, all kinds of people wearing face masks. And, well, I noticed at first because I saw like a bunch of costume masks, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, wow, I thought we were really wearing medical masks because of this whole coronavirus. And this is when it was still just in China. This is before it came to the U.S. So I was like, wow, we really wearing face masks out here? And then I actually saw a bunch of people with actual medical face masks. And I was like, oh, so this is actually happening now? And then all of a sudden, the coronavirus has hit the U.S. Oh, shit. What? All of a sudden, the coronavirus in Springfield, Massachusetts. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. What? I work in Springfield, bro. I wasn't worried about the coronavirus. I didn't give a fuck about the coronavirus at first, but now, after it's here. I probably have it. And you know what? I might not even know for another 2 weeks. I might have gotten it today at work. Dude, it's insane. It is insane how far they're taking this coronavirus thing. It's literally turned into a mad hysteria. Like, literally, just because everybody's talking about it, everybody has an opinion about it, and everybody's got to do something about it. Like, it is. I've never heard of anything like this in my life. I literally can't get away from it. I feel like I have the coronavirus, and I don't even. Well, at least I guess I don't know, but I don't think I have it. But I feel like I already have it because I can't stop hearing about it. At work, at both my jobs, we've had to go through training on how to wash your fucking hands. Okay, who's not washing their hands? This is why this is a problem, because people aren't washing their hands, and now we got to do retraining on how to wash our hands. I'm going to be honest, I didn't wash my hands nearly as much as I was supposed to, but now I definitely do. And and customers keep bringing it up. Oh, what are you guys doing about the coronavirus? Oh, how do you feel about the coronavirus? I hear it at work. I hear it. I went to get, as you're going to see, I'm about to do a taste test of something. I went there. They were talking about it in there. I was like, man, I can't get away from this coronavirus thing. Now, I want to get the facts straight, okay? Now, for those of you that may not know the facts, I've got the facts right here, okay? Through an Instagram post, which is, yes, extremely, extremely reliable. So don't even question it, okay? But here we go. This is the coronavirus right here. This is a picture of the coronavirus, right? Called COVID-19, whatever the fuck that means. Also, whoever called it coronavirus, you're an asshole and I think Corona, the beer company, should 100% be allowed to sue whoever came up with that name for a lot of money. Anyway, because it is actually affecting their sales, which is also extremely ridiculous. The worldwide spread of the disease began for the first time in 2019. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, what happened to 2020? Like, as soon as 2020 hit, all of a sudden, everybody's gone insane. Which is actually kind of what I was expecting. Like, back in 2010 when I was in middle school, dude, and I was like, 2020 is the future. I feel like 2020 is never going to happen. I feel like something bad's going to happen before 2020. Well, nothing bad happened before 2020, but now that it is 2020, shit's going to hell. Anyway, if anybody, also before 2020, if anybody said anything about coronavirus, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Somebody drank too much Corona? What? Now, all of a sudden in 2020, everybody knows about it, and everybody's talking about it. Now, obviously, common symptoms including fever, cough, shortness of breath. It is a type of pneumonia, right? Is that right? Muscle pain, sputum production, and sore throat are some of the less common symptoms, while the majority of cases result in mild symptoms. Some progress to pneumonia. Yeah, it's a thing that happens in your lungs. Between 1 and 5% varies in ages. Yeah. So the sad thing is like, and obviously, the craziest thing is you can pass it on up to 14 days. That is 2 weeks before you have any symptoms of any sickness. You can spread this. So as soon as you actually feel sick and you go to the doctor and the doctor says, oh shit, you have coronavirus, you're like, how long have I had it? Who did I pass it on to? Who did they pass it on to? See that? And that's what I'm most worried about. I don't care about getting the coronavirus. That shit ain't going to kill me. I'll corona that virus. Don't know what that means. But I will. And I'm not afraid of it. But I am afraid of passing it to the wrong person, and then that person ends up, hopefully not dying. I don't want to assume the worst, but it can happen. People are dying from it. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about it, but anyway, I'm introducing what I'm calling the Corona Virus Challenge. Okay, you've got to film yourself in slow motion pouring a Corona on yourself. I can't believe I actually did this. Tropical lime. So obviously, I got the new Corona Seltzers, which I'm gonna do a taste test of right now. Cause it has nothing to do with the coronavirus. I'm just doing a taste test. I'm just doing an innocent taste test. The fact that we just talked about the coronavirus and the fact that the coronavirus is going on right now has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I'm gonna do a taste test of the new Corona Seltzers. Okay? Now, tropical lime, first of all, I do like a Corona with a lime. I don't like many beers, but I do like a Corona, and especially with a lime. So, I'm trying the one that I'm pouring on myself right now, which is actually this can in my hand. It's still a little bit in there, so I'm going to try it. Now, it should taste like a Corona with a lime, right? It's a little bit flat. That was a lot colder than I was expecting. That's why I'm screaming right now in the video. Yeah, that literally just tastes like a Corona with a lime. The Corona Hard Seltzer lime. I guess I'm gonna rank them 1 out of 4 because there's 4 flavors. I don't know. You know what? And I'm actually not usually a huge fan of lime anyway. So I'm going to say it's number 3 for now. Mango? I'm trying mango. All right, at this point, I'm just, let's move on. I poured another one on myself. Mango. That's what I'm saying right now. Mango. Now, this is not at all supposed to be, I feel like some people are going to be like, taking this in a sexual way and be like, that's weird, why would you do that? No, I'm just being stupid. I'm literally just being stupid. That's what this whole channel is about, is me being stupid. And if you haven't realized that by now, then God help you. All right, here's mango. It's flat because I poured it on my look, the noise is coming out of me right now. Oh, Jesus. Oh, cold. Oh. That's what I'm saying right now. All right. Next up, we got cherry. Cherry Corona. Why does all cherry flavored hard seltzers taste like fucking cough syrup? I honestly don't mind it though. Like, people will taste things that are cherry flavored and be like, this tastes like cough syrup. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? It kind of does taste like cough syrup, but I still love it for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I love cough syrup. I'm gonna chase cherry number 2, and I'm gonna say mango's number 1 right now. What's the last one? Blackberry lime. Okay, that might be my favorite. There we go. That right there, that shot where I just blew all that water everywhere, that's epic. Very subtle, actually. The most subtle flavor out of them all. All right. I've had enough of this, and I'm sure you have since I started it. So yeah, that's the coronavirus challenge. That's what I'm calling that. That's good though. Difficult. All right, I'm gonna say tropical lime, mango, number 3, cherry number, blackberry lime number 1. I'm gonna have to go with that because, well, you can't see the order I have it in right now. In opposite way you would normally read it from what you're seeing. So lime is last, mango is third, cherry is second, blackberry lime is first. Yeah. So that's that. It was funny too, is like when I was at the liquor store going to get these, I couldn't find them. And so I went up to the desk just to ask the guy, and there was a lady in front of me. And of course the lady in front of me was talking about the fucking coronavirus. Was like, oh, this is ridiculous, you know, blah 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 blah. And then I walk up and I'm like, yeah, speaking of which, do you have the Corona Hard Seltzers here? So yeah, that's great, dude. Oops. God damn it. Which one is... so I got this. Ready? What's a scenario I would use this? I would use this stinger for. This is the funniest shit to me. Hold on. Like, I feel like asking for the Corona Hard Seltzers. He'd be like, why would you want that? Why would you want that? Hey, sir. Do you have the new Corona Hard Seltzers? Why would you want that? Dude, I love... That's the best stinger for any podcast ever made ever. Like, oh, I don't know why. When I was coming up with like reality TV show. I also got this one. You know, obviously I'll get to use that at some point. But I was like thinking of reality TV shows and like popular things, and I was like, I instantly thought of the home improvement thing. I was like, I have to use that. Hey, sir. Do you have the Corona? Do you have the new I know there's this whole coronavirus thing going around, but do you have the Corona Hard Seltzers? Why would you want that? Anyway. That's stupid. That's the stupidest thing I've ever done on this show. Okay, what's next, man? We did the Corona thing. We did the slow-mo thing. We did the taste test thing. Chuck Norris. This is random. Chuck Norris turned 80, bro. Are you kidding me? Where have I been the last 30 years? I thought he was like 50 or 60 something. What the hell happened? Look at this. Look at him. Hold on. Look at this picture of him. What? That's him now? You're telling me that's Chuck Norris today? Why does I zoom in and the picture gets smaller? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why does his face look so puffy? He was born in 1940. Wait, he was born in 1940? That's great. Wow. He was serving in the Air Force as an 18-year-old? That's insane. Oh, don't look at that. Don't look at my document. Don't look at that. All right. What's next? Before, when I was catching up on what we've missed since the last podcast, I was going to mention the fact that there's so much going on in hip-hop right now. Eminem dropped Music to Be Murdered By. God God damn it. I had an explosion sound effect and it's not here anymore and I was going to use it. Hold on. Let me go get it. Let me go find it. I got to go in this folder, in this folder, in this folder. Nope, not that folder. In this folder, in this folder, in this folder. Here we go. That's the one I want. This totally doesn't ruin the show. The fact that I have to explain that I'm about to use a sound effect. Move it down. Down. Yep. And we'll call it E. All right. So Eminem dropped an album. Fire. Royce the 5'9" dropped an album. Allegory. Fire. Blew up my house. Oh, yeah, it was a Thursday night, right? Thursday is, if you're talking about work week wise, it was my Thursday is my Sunday, right? So it's the end of my weekend. You know, I was staying up late. I didn't want my weekend to be over. Midnight hits, and I'm scrolling through Twitter, and I get a notification on my phone. Eminem dropped a new music video. And I said, what? So I went and I checked it out, and I watched like the first minute or two, and I was loving it, and I was like, wait a minute. Did he drop a whole ass another album again? Because this happened when he dropped Kamikaze, because I knew he was dropping the Venom song. And then I got a notification that he tweeted, and I was like, oh shit, he dropped the song. And I looked and I was like, oh shit, it's a whole album. And then it happened again. He dropped Darkness, and I watched the video. I got a minute or two in, and I was like, wait a minute, is this just the song, or did he drop a whole album again? And of course, he dropped the whole last other album, 20 tracks. Fire. Okay, Royce the 5'9" dropped Allegory. Fire, dude. Lil Wayne dropped Funeral. Dude, I literally died. Eminem dropped Music to Be Murdered By, and Lil Wayne dropped Funeral. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. All right. Joyner Lucas been dropping. Don't know what's going on with his album, but that's all right because it doesn't matter. Still fire. Okay, he's been dropping a song here, a song there. He's the opposite of Eminem. Eminem just says, here's an album. Joyner Lucas says, oh, I got an album coming, guys. Don't worry. Here's a song. Here's a song. Here's a song. And I think he's only got like 3 or 4 songs out of his ADHD album that's supposed to be coming out. Lil Wayne, Drake, and DaBaby dropped a video, all in the same video. Absolute fire. Kendrick Lamar's got something planned. I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe you can explain this to me. But he's promoting this thing called PG Lang. I read this whole thing. It's a fucking pain in the ass to read because you have to keep clicking to keep the black boxes away. But PG Lang is a multilingual. PG Lang is multilingual. Our community speaks music, film, television, art, books. So basically, he's got his own media company. Like, can you literally just take away the black bars, take away the 2 paragraphs, and say, I've created a media company, and leave it at that? Obviously, no, he couldn't, because that'd be basic as fuck, and you can't do that anymore, which is why he's doing this confusing ass shit that nobody understands. And there's this video too that doesn't really explain anything. It says their mission statement, and it doesn't explain anything. It's got some music in it. I probably can't play it.
Anyone going blind from staring.
Anyway, I just hope I hope there's a new album somewhere in that picture. You know, somewhere in the PG Lang world, I want there to be a new album. Oh, okay. And finally, well, not finally, we're almost done though. I got some hip hop news. Listen, new albums out. Now I'm filming this Thursday night, so, Thursday evening, so I don't really know. Well, I haven't heard any of these yet, but new albums that are dropping at midnight on Friday, which if you're watching this podcast, they will already be out. They will have gone out today. Lil Uzi Vert is dropping his deluxe version of Eternal Atake. God damn it. Right? Rich the Kid is dropping Boss Man. Now, obviously, I don't know if these are fire yet because I haven't heard them. Because this is before they're coming out. So, the explosion effect is just for effect. Blueface are dropping Find the Beat. Don Toliver is dropping Heaven or Hell. Tyga is dropping Freak featuring Megan Thee Stallion. Give it a half explosion. 21 Savage and Metro Boomin dropping Savage Mode 2, maybe? Who knows? And these are, hold on, my camera just totally took a turn. Totally took a turn for the worst. My recommended bars this week are Grafh. The artist Grafh, spelled Grafh, with the song Blow featuring Benny the Butcher. Absolute fire. Lil Wayne with his song Mahogany from his new album. Absolute explosion. Royce the 5'9" with Young World featuring Vince Staples and basically that whole album is going to be included in this week's recommended bars. Joyner Lucas with his song, the newest one that just came out. What was it called? I was going to promote another one from his album, Revenge, which is also, but also he just dropped another one. Joyner Lucas. Lotto. That's it. Joyner Lucas Lotto. And finally, the fifth one. Well, I've said a couple. So we've got Grafh with Blow featuring Benny the Butcher. Lil Wayne with Mahogany. Royce the 5'9" with Young World featuring Vince Staples and G. Perico. Joyner Lucas with Lotto. Right? That's what it's called? Lotto? I literally just said it. How did I forget it? Yeah, Lotto. And then Eminem with I Will featuring Crooked Eye, Royce the 5'9", and Joell Ortiz. Absolute fire. Dude, when Eminem said, what's that line? Rest of these youngins of mine, time to start throwing some shade. This time I'm shutting the blinds, cause when I'm looking at y'all shit, it's no wonder it's why I need a visor, cause y'all are just suns in my eyes. Bro, what? That's the dopest bar ever spit. Cause y'all are just suns in my eyes. Oh, I felt that in my soul. That's fucked. That's the most savage bar ever spit, period. Rest of these youngins of mine, time to start throwing some shade. This time I'm shutting the blinds. Cause when I'm looking at y'all shit, it's no wonder it's why I need a visor. Cause y'all are just suns in my eyes. Oh. Should've just ended the whole album right there. In other news, Coachella has been rescheduled because of the coronavirus. Get out of here, dude. Who cares? I'm kidding. Obviously, it's a problem. 6ix9ine, this is some random shit I got here. 6ix9ine is set to be released from prison on August 2nd. Didn't the dude just get out of jail? Or didn't the dude just go to fucking prison and he's already out on August 2nd? Didn't he like have like rape allegations and shit? And like firearm and and he did all this fucked up shit, and he's out of prison already on August 2nd? What did he get grounded? He basically just got grounded for what he did. The fuck? We talked about this before on another podcast where the judge was like, well, he's a kid and, kids do crazy things and, so, we give him a second chance. That's basically what the judge said, which is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, also, Lil Uzi's, I'm not a huge Lil Uzi Vert fan. Don't necessarily have a problem with him, just his style is just not my style of rap, really. But I do enjoy it every now and again. And apparently every song from his Eternal Atake album debuted on the top 20 U.S. songs on Spotify. That's incredible. That's like unheard of. I mean, how many songs does the album have? I mean, if all the songs debuted in the top 20, if the album is 20 songs, that's the whole top 20. That's insane. I don't know how many songs are on the album, but and every song got at least 1 million streams in the first week? Was it? Yeah, the first week. And this is going to be the first time since Christmas Day, which if you don't know how to count, that's like 3 months ago. First time since Christmas Day that The Box by Roddy Ricch will drop from number 1. Mind blown. And what was all this about? I had some screenshots here. Oh man, I screwed it up. I was supposed to, when I was talking about Chuck Norris and him being 80 years old, I was supposed to bring up this old video of mine. So me and my bird. Which I'm glad I didn't, but I actually am still gonna. So deal with it. Let's see where there's a really bad joke. You know what, to call it a joke is way too nice. Here we go. Ready? Y'all remember what I used to do on YouTube? Make cringe. Which, for some of you, that may be what I still do. Here we go. Ready? Are you ready for this?
Look at Chuck Norris and expect to live. Hey, oh my God, I just looked at him.
All right. First of all, what are those eyes? Second of all, why did he blink like that?
Oh my God,
why did he flash? Why the hell did that just happen? And then, why the fuck? Why did he explode? And then what is this?
Can't run, and you can't hide. All right.
Bro, I kid you not. I wanted to face palm myself so hard right there, I almost just smashed my head on my desk. Literally almost just full on went for it. I was about to again. I was about to go all out and just boom, smash my head on the desk. But you know what? It's okay because that's 2013 and that's 7 years ago. Dude, 7 years ago. That's crazy.
I guess the moral of this is Chuck Norris is pretty boss. In Kansas, a 2-year-old is an...
Good God. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Who are you? Who are you? Ugh. All right, and then that's it, man. That's it. That's all I have. I had some more stuff, but I'm running out of time, so I guess I lied when I said that's all I had. That's not all I have. But I'm running out of time. I've unfortunately got to go to work. But it's been fun, It's been a solid hour. I hope I gave you guys some solid content. And I hope you're satisfied. I hope there'll be another podcast next week. That's the goal. I want you guys to know that, I may not post a podcast every single week. It may be like every other week or every couple of weeks, but it's supposed to be every week. And that's what I aim for. So hopefully next week, you'll get a podcast. number 22, and I'm telling you, number 24 is going to be a 24-hour live stream. Hold me to it. All right? Oh, also, make sure to go over to my latest unboxing video and comment your guesses on how many dolls were in the basket. You can win some free whatever merch. Maybe even this backpack that's back here. I've probably gone on too long after the intro, after the outro, but that's all right. It's a podcast. We're not perfect. Bye. I'll see you next.